Hello and welcome to another Fox Squadron podcast. I am joined yet again by Glacier Dawn.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I am living and kicking. You?
There you go. I'm living as well, that's for sure. Living and living. So today we're going to be talking about Special Operations, Chapter 2. In the first look at Special Operations, we covered the core rules and the Rebel and Imperial squads. Rebels, Trooper Squad, the Commando Squad, the Imperial Commando Squad, and the Imperial Infantry Squad. Today we're going to be covering the Republic and Separatist stuff, as well as the objectives, if we have enough time. And then after that, we will be talking about other Legion topics, because I've been seeing that the Special Operations hasn't been getting the most views, but that's okay. It's a fling that we're doing. We're going to follow it all the way through. And yeah, and we are looking at doing another Imperial Assault podcast. We just haven't gotten around to do these for a while. So yeah, it's on the table for Imperial Assault. We have a couple topics up, but we just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Secretly, he was trying to build up the suspense, so...
Build the suspense of our topics. I don't know. I came up with a few good ones, so that'll be a good discussion for next time. But yeah, let's jump right in. Let's talk about the first Republic squad, which is the ARC Troopers.
One of the scariest things I've ever seen.
Yes, so the ARC Troopers has the lowest activation count, only running at 6, which obviously means all of their individual units are really strong. So first up, we have the ARC Trooper Captain. So ARC Training. After this unit performs an attack, it gains 1 dodge token, which is really strong. That's basically busted with clones. Concentrated... Yeah, what would you say?
No, I was saying, I would say that's pretty overpowered.
Yeah, that is, especially with clones, because clones can share green tokens, so already really good. Then you have Concentrated Fire. When this unit performs a ranged attack, during the assigned suppression token to Defender's step, the enemy unit gains 1 additional suppression token for each critical result in the attack pool. Which we'll get to with the attack pool a little bit, because you actually probably do net like 2 to 3 crits on per roll average. And then Rapid Fire, this unit may perform 2 attack actions. This one, well, I guess we'll go through all the abilities and then go through the overall thoughts, because there's a lot here. And then there's Reliable 1 on top of all this, so gains 1 surge token at start of each activation phase. So the melee and the 8-inch gun are the same here. 2 reds, 2 blacks, 2 whites, critical 3. In melee though, this has suppressive 1, which is interesting. And this unit has speed 2, 8 health, 3 courage, red dice defense, and he's a commander rank.
I still love the whole inch thing. Just, yep, this bad boy can shoot a hole 8 inches in front of me.
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
Worse
so,
than
really the only disadvantage is 8 inches. This guy otherwise, though, is a beast. Yeah, like, obviously the other ARC Troopers don't have the same ability set, so we don't have to talk about all of them, like, in the same vein, but with that Concentrated Fire ability with critical 3, you're netting, on average, 2 to 3, easily 4 crits per roll. Well, I'd say probably 2 to 3 crits. So you're looking at shooting a target and then having it roll like 2 black dice because it's panicking if it's Courage 2. If it's Courage 3, it rolls 1 extra black die for 1 panic, and if it's Courage 1, it rolls 3 extra blacks, and if it's Courage 0, then it just, well, if it's not already dead, then it's dying from 4 extra black dice. So basically, his ranged attack essentially should have an extra 2 black dice, which is really strong.
Nah, I think it's a bit underpowered, actually. I had a few red die for that, too.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Double Rainbow is really strong. Yeah, Concentrated Fire is super good. Obviously, Reliable 1 and ARC Training make him super difficult to kill. He still has the Clone Trooper subtitle, as well as all the other clones in this list, so they can share tokens between each other, which is also super busted. And then you have Rapid Fire, so if you set him up well enough, in a turn you could shoot a unit twice. So basically he has the ability to eviscerate an 8 health enemy unit or a 7 health enemy unit, because he's shooting the unit twice, dumping 7 to 8 suppression token on it. It's going to end up rolling like 4 or 5 black dice extra on top of the double rainbow. Yeah, this guy's super good.
We found what's at the end of the rainbow. It was an ARC trooper.
Yeah, it's this captain guy is really strong. Thankfully, the rest of the units in this squad are still strong. I'd actually say that besides the 2 regular ARC troopers, the other 3 units are stronger, but for different reasons.
Wait, I'm in the Captain Sean.
Captain.
Because it seems like no, sorry, I was gonna say it seems like an Irish name, and he's at the end of the rainbow. So
Captain Sean, the ARC Trooper. That's a pretty cool name. Alright, so then we have 2 regular ARC Troopers. They both have ARC Training and Reliable 1, so they're gaining the tokens. They have 2 red, 2 black, and 1 white in melee and ranged. They have critical 1 in both and suppressive 1 in the melee attack. That's so they at least still give at least 1 suppression, I'm assuming. And then speed 2, 6 health, 2 courage, red save, so obviously worse than the captain. But not by much, to be honest. The only really big thing they're losing is concentrated fire, because like I said, I think rapid fire, the ability to shoot twice is cool, but with 8-inch guns, you really need to be set up for it, and also, like, that unit's pretty much priority, because you can't move when you shoot twice, so everything's going to shoot you on the table.
I think it's pretty good for like ambush tactics if you've got all your units like around cover. So then whenever they come in, you just freaking pour fire into them, and they don't have a chance.
That's what I'm thinking too. Is like if they come around a corner, you just shoot them twice, or you like move out last turn to shoot, and then at the start of next turn you shoot twice, to just eviscerate, completely nullify a unit basically off the table is probably the strategy. But yeah, the regular guys, though, with their dodge and reliable 1, looks pretty good. They have a slightly weaker double rainbow, but they still got the best dice of that rainbow, so I don't really think they really care that much. Yeah, they still look good. Then you have the 2 Special Forces ARC Troopers, and these ones have jetpacks. So they have bound. While they perform move action, they ignore height 2 or lower. They have ARC Training and Reliable 1, and they have the same stats otherwise as the regular ARC Troopers. The only difference is their speed 3, which for an 8-inch unit is huge.
Dude, I didn't even realize that. I mean, that makes a lot of sense for jet troopers, but
yeah,
still.
No, when I first read through too, I was like, oh, bound's pretty cool, but that's about it. But then I was rereading through them and I saw speed 3 and I'm like, oh god, that's far.
Like, oh man, this just went from okay to incredibly good.
Yeah, because they might get round 1 shots, but they're definitely getting round 2, 3, and 4 shots, and they are going wherever the hell they want to. Important to note that they can't dash and use bound. It only works while doing the speed 3 move, but they're still super good. Like, that's, yeah. That is very strong. Alright, next up we have the sniper, arguably the best sniper in this mode. So this sniper has bound, so he ignores height 2 or lower while he's moving. He's got fire and displace as well, so after this unit performs a ranged attack, it may perform a dash action, which we'll cover in a little bit, because obviously that's the most broken thing about this unit. Then it has reliable 1, where it gains 1 surge token at the start of each activation phase, sharpshooter 2, so no surge conversion when he's shooting at you. He's got the DC-17 hand blaster in melee, so the double rainbow, -1 white, critical 1, suppressive 1. But then his gun is the sniper, 18 inches, same as range 3, critical 2, 4 red dice, 2 white dice, 6 health, 2 courage, red saves, with 3 speed. So he's also got a jetpack on.
Where? That's not in the art.
I know, that art is pretty deceptive without a jetpack, but the actual model, I believe in the pack, you can put a jetpack on.
Not canon. This is not Legion canon.
Not Legion canon. Very broken with fire and displace, in my opinion. That's basically every sniper's dream. Being able to move, shoot, and then move back behind cover so you don't get shot at again.
Yeah.
That's super broken. That means you have to put, like, at a minimum 4 units at him just to get shots off on him and maybe kill him. And that's a real big maybe. Yeah, and that's like that's more than half your list probably. So that's not good. Yeah, not having to put that many units towards this guy just to kill him. You're mainly going to focus on killing everything else in this squad, but nothing else in this squad looks easy to kill. Especially if they stay at range 1 of each other, because then they can just keep circling around those tokens. So yeah, it's low activations, but like really tough units.
They don't really need all those activations. They already got each other.
Yeah, exactly. And there's not really... Most of the squads only have 7 or 8 activations, so you only have 2 acts after they go. And most of the other units only roll like 4 dice, maybe 5. Well, I think probably the best counter might be the special forces that the Empire has, because like all their scout troopers are 8 inches as well. So combat doesn't really begin until they're all kind of aligned together, right? The issue is like the scout troopers are the real firepower in that list, so once those guys die, there's like not really going to be that much left to kill these guys. So yeah, I don't know, this squad just seems really difficult to play against.
Unless you can like somehow split them up.
Yeah, that might be the play. Yeah, I don't know, they're super tough. Super beefy. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's so hard to decide. They're so good. It's like, they're low activation though, so you feel like you could win. I don't know. Well, we'll see how they actually turn out gameplay-wise.
I don't expect nothing less than impressive.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. But that activation count might actually matter. Who knows? Alright, anyways, we have the loadout cards. Would you like to read those out?
Yes, let me scroll all the way down. Alright, we've got flexible training, loadout 1A. When a unit in the squad performs a dodge or aim action, it gains 1 surge token. Or, we have complete the mission, loadout 1B. At the start of each unit in the squad's activation, if it is at 3 inches of an objective token, it gains 1 surge token and may remove 1 suppression token.
Both of those are really strong. And obviously you can pick the loadout card after objectives are picked, so if you have an objective where you have to stand by it a lot, then obviously complete the mission, but otherwise flexible training is really good.
So, yeah, very, very, what's the word,
good.
Oh, well, no, well, it's like universally able to be used.
I don't know the word.
All round. I don't know, something like that.
Just
anyway.
Flexible, yeah. I mean, I think flexible training is a little bit iffy because obviously these guys are going to need to move around a lot to get shots off.
Yeah.
But whenever they do take a dodge or an aim action, not gaining a dodge token, they actually take the action, they get an additional surge token, which just adds to their surge conversion by a lot. Not super necessary because they already get the surge, they already have cover, and they already have the range 1 friendly spin surge tokens. But still pretty good. I think both these cards are good because they give out surge tokens, but this list in general may not need as many as you think it does. But still good though.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on.
Anyway.
Loadout 2.
Low vis equipment. Loadout 2A. Units in the squad ignore the effects of cover of darkness and inclement weather conditions.
Ignore the effects of the cover of darkness. Okay, yeah.
It took me a hot minute to figure that out.
Worries,
anyway. And second, pulling out the quotes, just like the simulations.
Yeah.
Loadout 2B. Once per round, when a unit in the squad is issued an order, it may recover. Watch next is going to be watch those wrist rockets.
Yeah, right. I think just like the simulations is the one you normally want to take, unless there's a condition that really affects you. And that low vis equipment condition is pretty good because it ignores both of the main conditions. So yeah, 2 out of 3. Yeah.
And last but not least, covert deployment. Sorry, something got stuck in my throat.
You're good.
Covert deployment. Loadout 3A. Each friendly ARC Trooper, DC-15X Long Rifle, and ARC Trooper JetPack unit.
Yeah, so covert deployment. Everyone except for the ARC Leader covert deploys, and obviously I think the ARC Leader is the one that wants to covert deploy the most. But still cool. Yeah, what's 3B?
Cross training. Loadout 3B. Your core units are treated as, I believe that's
support,
special operatives?
No, it's support.
No, support. There we go. I don't know why I was saying special operatives. Your
good.
core units are treated as support units for any mission. Special rules.
So basically, your 2 ARC troopers that are considered the worst become really important for missions, which is really good because that means now your entire list is hyper lethal to the opponent. Because before you have 5 really good units and 2 units that are really strong, now you just have 6 really good units. Which I don't even think most squads have that, really. On average, they have, like, 2 good units, and everything else is just great. I mean, 2, like, really great units, and everything else is good. This, though, is just like, yeah, all 6 of you guys are really great. Your entire list is really good.
Congratulations. Now none of them have any flaws. All of them can annihilate anything.
Well, they have flaws, but they all have flaws in different areas.
We don't speak about that.
Yeah,
Captain Sean
they have flaws, but each of them has a flaw in a different area, which is actually good because not one strategy can counter each different meanie, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think cross training is mainly the one you want because I'm pretty sure every objective really likes support figures. I think there's only like one where it's like not really necessary to have them, and I think that might be the one where covert deploy is actually pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. I think most of these loadout cards are pretty 50-50. It just depends. I think this is probably the most balanced loadout cards we've seen, because there's no like straight up this is the one you want. Like all these are pretty good and 50-50. Though that may just be because of how good the troopers are overall.
Yeah. Alright, and then we move on to the special operatives that at first glance don't look like much.
The clone troopers.
And 1 astromech.
Yep. Alright, so the clone commander, spotter 2, choose up to 2 friendly units at 6 inches. Oh, hang on, I don't think I am... Alright, there we go. Alright. Spotter 2, choose up to 2 friendly units at 6 inches. Each gain 1 aim token, and then take cover 2, choose up 2 friendly units at 6 inches, they each gain 1 dodge token, and for the Republic, at the start of this unit's activation, this unit up to 1 friendly unit at 6 inches may make a free dash action. They have combat training, so red and 3 black, which is a pretty good melee attack. It also has 2 red, 2 black, and a white for his ranged gun with critical 2, 12 inches. Speed 2, red saves, 7 health with 3 courage. Commander slot. This is a very good clone commander. Yeah.
No one is better than Captain Sean.
Yeah, exactly, Captain. This is really good. This is exactly what Republic likes to see. Lots of token generation. This guy charges up 2 your guys, charges up a really nice heavy strike with the 2 aim tokens, and the 2 dodge tokens can save him out a lot better. I mean, a lot more. Because, you know, spend 1 dodge token, that guy's getting shot, he shares the dodge token from another clone trooper. And you also have for the Republic, so you're getting 2 free dashes. Yeah, this unit's really strong. He provides all of the token support your squad really needs to be successful, I think. Yeah, just really strong. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, and then you got 3 regular core units that are going to be the clone troopers in this squad. They each have combat training, so red, 3 black for melee. The range 12-inch gun, DC 15 blaster rifle, 2 red, 2 black, 1 white, critical 2, speed 2, 6 health, red saves, only 1 courage value though, so you do have to watch that suppression and panic a lot more, and no other abilities. What? Oh, what was that?
I said, I don't know what you heard. I said nothing. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I was saying, worse than commando droids.
Yeah, a little bit worse than commando droids. And they have no other abilities. No abilities on their card. Looking at the stats, that's actually not too bad. That's pretty much a stormtrooper with higher critical value and I believe a slightly better melee attack. But to be honest, most of the stormtroopers' flavor text is kind of situational at best. I don't really... The clone troopers, I think, are a lot better because they have token sharing. So, like, the rules are on their side, whereas the stormtroopers have a bunch of this text that's really cool, but also not super necessary at times.
We have the power of cracked plays and rules on our side.
Yeah, exactly. I think that...
What you got, the Force?
Yeah, I think I definitely think that the clone troopers are good. They don't really need any of those flavor text abilities because they have token sharing, and the clone commander gives them like insane amount of tokens on top of their tokens they're going to be gaining. Alright, but anyways, then we have the heavy support slot, which is the clone trooper with the Z6 blaster cannon, exactly the same as the first 3 clone troopers. The only difference is the range gun, which is 10 inches, 2 black, and 6 white with critical 4, suppressive 1. A little bit shorter range, but you have the potential to just roll a bunch of hits and wipe a unit off the table, or not.
That's why you got white die.
Exactly. It's kind of a gamble, but it is kind of cool one at that. Then you have the clone trooper medic.
That's perfect for me.
Yeah, and then you have the clone trooper medic and the astromech droid, both your support roles. 2 supports in this squad. That's important to note. Most squads only roll 1, unless you're rolling arc troopers. Then you can run 0 to 2. But this squad just at base has 2, so they're automatically better at objectives than most other squads. The clone trooper medic is the same as all the other clone troopers, except for he has heal. As an action, he chooses a friendly non-droid trooper unit at 3 inches. It removes up to 2 wound tokens, which is really big. And this guy can still make attacks, so he's better than the medical droid. You can also just heal and dodge, and then that clone trooper unit can spin a dodge token or an aim token if you aim. So you can generate tokens while you heal people with this guy. And then you have the astromech droid. So interface protocols: when this unit makes an objective action, it may roll any number of dice as a result of that action, which is really good. There's a couple objective actions that have you roll lots of dice, so being able to get rerolls is really good. And you also have Welding Torch as a melee weapon with a red and a black. Droid Trooper, speed 2, 4 health, 1 courage with white saves. So most fragile unit in this squad. Does not get the token sharing benefit the rest of the squad gets as well. And he's also essentially useless when it comes to doing anything that's non-objective because he has no support abilities.
He's trying his dang best.
Exactly. Yeah, he's doing a good job at objective, but he just doesn't provide any support, unlike the Rebel astromech.
He gives moral support. It's much more important.
Moral support. Overall, I think this is actually a pretty good squad. There's nothing super complicated about any of their abilities. I think all their abilities are pretty straightforward and pretty much like, yeah, this squad's good.
Simple, but gets the job done.
Exactly, yeah. I definitely think like Imperial Special Forces and the Rebel Infantry Squad could probably take these guys on, but at the same time, these guys could probably just outlast whatever they output and just slam them into the floor. It really depends on how well you're able to use the token spam of the clone commander and how well your clone medic activate. Yeah, the clone medic and the clone commander really help this list outlast anything it faces. These guys might be able to take on arc troopers just because of that, but maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, so maybe. They seem pretty good. Not that great, but pretty good. Anyways, would you like to read out their loadout values?
Nah, I think I'm done. Yeah. Alright.
Gotta have you do something.
I'm with you, brother. I'm sorry. I'm with you, brother. Loadout 1A. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Unity squad lose the... Man, alright, I'm sorry. I'm there no more words already.
You're good, don't worry about it.
Restarting. 3, 2, 1. I'm with you, brother. Alright, loadout 1A. Units in this squad lose the clone trooper unit type and gain the trooper unit type. When a unit in this squad performs an attack action, after the attack is resolved, another friendly unit at 4 inches may perform a dash action. So if you want movements, that's...
Yeah, it's a really big trade-off, though, being able to share tokens, because then your clone commander loses basically all value, and your clone medic loses a very important strategy of just staying behind cover and healing guys and giving them dodge tokens or aims, whatever they need.
But you get a move.
Yeah, that is the advantage, though. And there's some objectives where I feel like this is very useful. Like move, shoot, have another unit dash. That unit moves, shoots, has yet second unit dash. There's one objective where you have to get to the center of the map and basically blow up a tank. And just from the chunkiness of all the units, like at least 3 of them are getting through. Probably way more to get the objective done. So this isn't bad, but it's very objective dependent, I'd say, and it's a very different strategy to how this list actually wants to play. So this one unless it's that one objective, I'm not taking this card. I don't think it's good enough, to be honest. The trade-off is just not worth it.
And we have the second card for Loadout 1. Part of something larger, Loadout 1B. Units in this squad gain Aid, Clone Trooper. When this unit would gain an aim, dodge, or surge token, another friendly unit at 6 inches and in line of sight may gain that token instead. If they do, this unit gains 1 suppression token. So that's pretty good because it helps with the token sharing.
Not really, because if a clone trooper has a dodge token, another clone trooper can already just spend it. There's a limit to how many you can spend, but in general, you usually don't have to put 2 dodge tokens on 1 clone trooper. You kind of just need to have 1 on 2 different clone troopers. So this ability
it's not necessarily just dodge. You do get aim as well. So I was saying if it's like the sniper. Oh no, wait. You got snipers.
That is true. You could you could give like an aim and then give the second aim to the clone trooper, but you also can share aim tokens. So I think overall, this ability is kind of bad. Because 1 suppression token, most of the units in the squad only have 1 courage, so they're automatically suppressed. So they lose their red dice when they attack.
My gosh, would you make up your mind? Which one's worse, 1A or 1B?
I think both of these are actually terrible for this squad. But I'm taking 1B because the aid is optional. I don't have to use it.
That is true.
The squad really doesn't need either of these 2 abilities. To be honest, the only upgrade that I might want for this squad is flexible training. After an aim or dodge action, gain 1 surge token. But even that's situational, because I like to have my options of moving and shooting. Yeah, I don't really think either of these loadout cards are great for this squad. Unless you have a very specific objective you need to move towards, then I'm with you, brother, is the call. But then again, like, you're sacrificing all of your squad synergies. So you really have to make that choice. Because 1B is optional. You don't have to trigger it, and I don't think you'd ever trigger it. Yeah, so I'm taking 1B because I never have to trigger it. So, anyways, moving on to 2.
I'm gonna discard both of them and pretend I never saw them. So
that's basically 1B. You take it and then you just flip it face down. You're just like, I'm never.
I'll do this card, and there we go. All right, it's done. All right, backpack power supply loadout 2A. A friendly clone trooper Z6 rotary blaster cannon gains the following action. Strafe, double action. This unit performs an attack action. After the attack is resolved, it may perform another attack action targeting another enemy unit that is at 4 inches of the first target. So if you got a lot of folk close to each other, that's very good.
It depends, because it's a 10-inch gun as well, so you have to be pretty close. That's only 2 inches more than 8 inches.
Well, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, no, we'll read the second one before we make a decision.
Yeah. Alright. Advanced medical training. Loadout 2B. When a friendly clone trooper, medic, performs the heal action, it may also remove up to 2 suppression tokens from the chosen unit. So never mind, go with 2B.
Yeah, 2B. I think 2B is the choice. Obviously, none of these units are going to have more than 1 suppression unless it's a clone commander, but that's still pretty good. Being able to hold back the panicking a little bit longer. And also, yeah, holding back panicking, holding back suppression is really good. It also just solidifies the strategy with the clone medic, and makes the clone medic better, because he's already going to be hiding around a corner anyways, just supplying dodge tokens or aims and healing units. Maybe taking shots occasionally, so this card's just perfect for that. Whereas with the backpack power supply, you have to get into range, and it's kind of like the situation with the clone, with the ARC Trooper Captain, where it's like, it's a cool ability to be able to shoot twice, but it's not really ever going to trigger unless you have, like, massive setup preparation for it. And it also, like, unless, like, most of the enemy units are dead, your guy's going to immediately die from it. And I feel like if you put this card on your Z6 guy, it's just going to accelerate him dying faster, because if they kill him before he gets his ability off, that's a wasted card. And if they kill him right after he does it, then he did it once, you know? Whereas the clone medic thing, I feel like, is going to trigger, like, every single round and save you 1 to 2 wounds.
Yeah.
In addition to the 2 that you heal. So really, you're healing, like, 3 to 4 wounds with that card.
Yeah, so it's just super medic.
Yeah, I think it's 2B you want because it enhances the squad. But 2A is interesting. It is interesting, I'll give it that. And it kind of seems fun to use. Yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of torn on it. I think the original text of it too used to be like you did a dash action and then 2 attacks. But they changed that in the beta, obviously.
Yeah. Dang it, if only they never changed it.
Right. Alright, what's 3?
Yes, the one we've all been waiting for. Environmental Gear, Loadout 3A. Units in this squad ignore the effects of inclement weather condition. That sucks. Dang nabbit. Why would they not?
It's definitely worse than the 2 that we saw before, like low-vis equipment, because low-vis ignores both. That's not terrible. If you have that condition, you can ignore it if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll read the other one and see what trade-off it is. High Alert, Loadout 3B. Units in this squad gain Sentinel. Okay, yeah, take High Alert.
Yeah, obviously Sentinel's good for increased standby range, but none of the units in the squad even have 16 inches, unlike the Stormtrooper squad.
Yeah, no, that is kind of confusing me as to why they would give that if none of them have range.
Well, it's for extra move actions, and also just aiming and dodging in general, token generation, which isn't bad, to be honest. Dodge standby is a very powerful action for just passing turns, so being able to convert that into 2 dodge tokens when an enemy unit moves is actually really strong, because that's just more hit cancellation. So I think High Alert's the one that you're taking, but you're not triggering its ability super often, because obviously you want moves and attacks over more tokens, but if you're in a situation where it's like, I really need to save my activations right now, then just aim standby and generate 2 aim tokens, or dodge standby and generate 2 dodge tokens, or generate 1 of each. Overall, there's some perks to it. Like, it works for token generation for this list, I think, and that's about it.
Yeah. So, I'd say for the most part, their cards kind of suck.
Yep, definitely. I
think
this... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I think really the only decent one, or the only good one that you'd want is Advanced Medical Training. Besides that, none of them really do anything.
Yeah, Advanced Medical Training is really good, though. That's one card I think every single squad would like to have. And Backpack Power Supply is also interesting, but I think the other cards are all kind of meh to bad. But they're not terrible. The squad doesn't really suffer because of the lack of these cards either. I think it's still just good. Honestly, I think it's how good the squad is why the cards are bad. Yeah, like, the squad is already built for very high token generation and just slamming you with like 3 to 4 attacks that will get all hits, and then none of their guys will really be removed because of how many dodge tokens they're getting and because they heal. But yeah, it's interesting they have no good loadout cards. When like the ARC Troopers have like really good cards, but like they don't really affect the squad that much.
It's like we got the Clone Troopers.
Yeah, neither of these sets honestly affect either squad that much. Really, the only one really is cross training for the ARC Troopers, treating their core as support. Like, that's really good. But other than that, like, most of the other cards are like cool, but not the best. And the same for the Clone Squad. It's like Advanced Medical Training is great, but everything else is kind of meh as well. Which is interesting. It's cool to see that the Clone Troopers are so good that their loadouts are bad. Anyways, moving on to command cards, we have...
good, all the things they gave us to help looks worse.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot for command cards, and they're actually pretty decent. I think there's actually probably some of the best command cards out of all the factions. But anyways, so we're going to go over the faction in specific command cards first. Standing Orders, Born for This, Brother in Arms, and Teamwork, and then we'll go over the factions, the team-specific ones, the ARC Trooper ones, and then the Clone Trooper ones. So, starting off, we have Brothers in Arms. This is a 3-pip that orders 3 units. Each friendly or ordered unit removes 1 suppression token. That is really good. Anti-suppression. Yeah, anti-suppression and anti-panic. That is pretty strong. When I first read that, I thought it was kind of bad, but now, like, with how suppression works in this mode, where you don't remove it at the end phase, that card is really good, especially with the Courage 1 Clone Troopers. Like, that'll probably save quite a few of them.
Yeah, very much.
Yep, and it's a really good card. Alright, anyways, Teamwork. 3 units as well. 1 commander unit and 2 core units. When a friendly unit performs an attack, if its attack pool gains critical 1 for each other friendly unit at 3 inches of itself. So basically, instead of having to spend surge tokens to convert attack results, you just convert to crits because people are next to you. That's really good. That is also really strong for clone troopers.
Because now you got token sharing and critical additional.
Yeah, well, it makes sure you don't have to spend your surge tokens in the ARC Trooper squad to actually convert those surges. You just convert them, and for the Clone Trooper squad, it adds surge conversion to a situation where like they're already going to be close together anyways. So yeah, it's really good. Teamwork is great. Brothers in Arms is great, and then there's Born for this. 2 pips for 2 units. Each friendly order unit gains 1 surge token. All right, that's just good for clones.
It just is. Nothing more needs to be said. It just is.
I think the ARC Troopers don't favor this one as much just because they already have so many surge tokens, but the Clone Trooper squad loves this card. Extra surge tokens. It's like teamwork. But it can also work on defense. So yeah, I think Born for this is great for the Clone Infantry squad. Good for the ARC Troopers, but not as like pivotal, I'd say.
And last but not least,
standing orders. I like how they use the standing orders art from like the Clone Wars core set box, because that art is pretty fire, and I'm glad they brought it back. Yep. All right, next up we have the ARC Trooper specific command cards. They're both 2-pip. 2-pip quick response team, 2 special forces units, so the 2 JetPack guys. Each friendly order meanie gains 1 dodge token, then it may make a speed 1 move. So basically, yeah, so basically, like, they make a speed 1 move with a dodge, and then they shoot you after they do a speed 3 move, so they'll have 2 dodge tokens, and they'll be able to share those dodge tokens with each other. So
essentially summed up, have you ever wanted to know what it's like to be shot by men on high on crack and weed?
Yeah, it basically turns the JetPack troopers into highly unkillable. Like, they're still killable, but highly unkillable, and also just gives them additional movement. It's a really good card for the jetpacks. I wish you could use it with different units, because it'd be really good for the ARC Trooper Captain, but just for jetpacks is okay.
Their morning cup of coffee was spiked with, shoot, just went on my mind.
Yeah, this card just makes your speedy guys more speedy and more unkillable, which is kind of funny, to be honest.
Yeah, essentially though, but it only started working now. It only just started. Oh, methamphetamine. There we go. Yeah, Spike with methamphetamine started working now, and then like 2 seconds later it cut out, and so then
they're just reduced again. It's good art though. I really do like that art. That's very awesome.
Yeah, very hectic, but very centered as well.
Yeah, for sure. And then you have good intel. 1 heavy support unit, which is their sniper. After your opponent issues orders, each enemy unit that does not have a face-up order token gains an observation token. So situational, still pretty good though, because at least 1 enemy unit's getting an observation token, probably way more than that. For extra rerolls, yeah, this card's okay. It's not great, but not bad either.
You get to see where they're at, so I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Alright, next up we have the Clone Trooper Infantry Squad command cards. Target designation 1-pip, which is surprising. 1 commander unit. After a friendly unit performs a ranged attack, the defending unit gains an observation token. That is really good. That's way better than good intel. Because that's basically a free reroll on every target you shoot. This is not including aim tokens that you're going to have as well from the clone commanders. So essentially, you shoot somebody, give them an observation token, the next guy shoots him, spins that observation, you get a reroll, then that unit gains a 3rd observation token if it's still alive. So yeah, you basically just keep shooting a unit until it dies, and you get rerolls while you do it, which is really good. No, I have no issues with that card. Alright, next up is Fire Support. 3 pips and no units are ordered with this card. But you get to choose an enemy unit, then roll 3 black dice. The enemy unit in each unit at 6 inches gains 1 wound for every critical result rolled, and 1 suppression token for every hit or surge result rolled. That is pretty good, because you can make some units panic, so they roll extra black dice. you can make them suppressed at least, or you just flat out give them a wound on a 50-50 die chance. Actually, no, better than 50-50. 5 out of 8 chance you give them a suppression or a wound. That's pretty good, and that's at 6 inches, so that's probably at least half their squad, if not more. And I believe that's also at the start of the round, too, so that automatically gives them a problem they have to worry about. I don't know, what do you think of it? Very good.
Yeah, just damage.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Obviously, you might blank out on the 3 black dice, but you might also roll everything. We'll see. I think it's a cool card. I think it's very thematic for fire support, because obviously all these clone troopers are lacking the ability to use fire support. So to have like an orbital strike air support that is named fire support is pretty cool, because that's thematic for clone commanders and clone troopers to have.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to the Separatist droids. Obviously your favorite part.
What? No.
Yeah, get to see all the good clone troopers that are probably going to turn these clankers into metal slag, but who knows? Maybe it could be reversed. It could be reversed.
Clankers is an offensive term. I will throw you into your next life. I'll see you in court.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, anyway, so we're going to look at the infantry squad for the Separatists first, which is the largest activation squad, I believe, rounding out about 10 activations. Alright, let's go ahead and start by looking at the commander, the tactical droid. Guidance, choose a friendly droid trooper unit at 12 inches. It performs a free non-attack action, the classic action that Yoda gives clone troopers. Command node. During the command phase, this unit may issue an order to a friendly core unit at 6 inches. That's really good. Directive. While this unit has a face-up order token, the weapons of other friendly units at 12 inches of the unit gains critical 1, which is great. And then it has Bash, so its melee attack is 2 blacks and a white, which, makes sense. Hand Blaster, 8 inches, 2 reds, 2 blacks. It's got Speed 2, white saves with 5 health and 2 courage. So basically an Imperial officer, but I'd say better.
Suck it, Empire.
Yeah, exactly. I think Directive and Command Node is really good. Guidance is also pretty good. The one issue I have with it is that it works a lot better with clone troopers with Yoda, because he can help generate tokens with it. And move actions are really strong. Move actions in this squad I think are still going to be good, because you can move a unit out of getting shot, like behind cover, so it doesn't get shot anymore, or have it recover so it removes its suppression token, or gain a dodge token or an aim. So it's still a good action, I think. I think overall a solid commander for this squad so far. This is looking pretty good. Alright, next up we have 5 B1 battle droids for the core slot. They're all exactly the same. They all have AI attack, so during this unit's perform action step, if this unit does not have a face-up order token, it must perform an attack action as its first action. If it cannot, it is free to perform other actions at its normal. It's got a melee of 2 white dice, so obviously this guy's weak point. The ranged weapon is 12 inches with 2 blacks and 2 whites, suppressive 1. Speed 2, 4 health, 1 courage with white saves. So I think these guys are pretty easy to one-shot. Maybe the only unit, one of the units in the game that can get one-shotted easily. That's like an astromech droid survivability. Their firepower is questionable, but the bonus is that you're putting 2 suppression every shot, and you've got 5 of these guys. So you're just...
Oh yeah, I didn't read the suppressive 1.
Yeah, you're just dumping suppression onto the enemy. And you have 5 of them, so every one they kill doesn't really matter, basically.
Like, we'll keep coming at you. You're gonna take us all out, but
exactly,
we'll keep coming.
That's 6 units so far. And obviously, if you have the tactical droid with the order token, they'll have critical 1 when they shoot, which makes their shots way better. Alright, next up we go to the special guys, the B1 with the E5 blaster and the super battle droids. Alright, so starting with the E5 dude, exactly the same as the normal battle droid, same health, same courage, same ability, but his gun is different. Still 12 inches, but it rolls double rainbow, 2 red, 2 black, 2 white, with suppressive 2. So he does damage and then gives you 3 suppression tokens, which is really good. He just dumps even more suppression on you, which is, really strong. And then you have 2 B2 super battle droids. They both have AI attack, but then they also have armor 1, so they cancel 1 hit against any attack coming against them. Blunged them, so in their melee they roll 2 red and 2 black. They also have the arm cannon, which is 3 reds and a white, 12 inches, suppressive 1, critical 2. They've got speed 2, 5 health, 2 courage with red saves. So these two guys seem really chunky to take down. Not more chunky than a Stormtrooper, but definitely more chunky than they are in normal Legion, because they have white saves with armor 1. Here they have red saves with armor 1. And their gun is actually like the same range as most of the other troopers in this game, which is good. Like, these guys are actually good, I think. I think these guys are actually good in this mode.
I am happy about that.
Yeah, I know, because normally they're kind of bad in regular Legion, because of how expensive they are, but in this, they're good. Like, they hit you with very consistent dice pulls where they probably don't even need to aim, to be honest. They just get like 3 hits every shot, maybe 4. So they just take a dodge to cancel 2 hits when you shoot them instead of just normal 1. Yeah, they seem good. And finally, the final 10th activation is the Worker Droid. He's got AI Dash, so if you don't have a face-up order token on him, his first action is to dash. Interface protocols, so when he does an objective action, he gets to do rerolls. He has Blungedom, so 4 black dice in a melee. Speed 2, 6 health with white saves, and 0 courage. So 1 suppression token means he has to roll 1 black dice against his health, which is interesting.
The poor little guy.
Yeah, like the interesting fact is he actually has the most health out of any of the units in this squad at 6. The B2s have 5. So it's definitely calculated that 0 courage will factor against his health, but he's got more health than the other guys, so he should be able to handle it slightly better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty interesting. 10 activation squad. It seems good. It kills other squads differently, because I think the suppressive keywords is what's going to kill the other squads. Just the mag dump of suppression tokens on the other squads is what's going to really kill them, and just the amount of units you have coming at them.
Yeah.
Which is obviously Separatist strategy. Overwhelm the enemy with sheer numbers, and try to get them to panic and suppress. That's how they win. So, very
Very Separatist-y.
Exactly. Alright, next up we have the loadout cards, which are kind of loaded out, which are kind of in a weird little column here with the other Separatist Special Forces units, so just, yeah, read them out if you want to, yeah.
I read it to the best of my ability.
Sounds good.
Cannot make any promises. Alright. Network calculations. Loadout 1A. At the start of each activation phase, a friendly tactical droid gains 3 search tokens. Friendly droid trooper units at 6 inches of a friendly tactical droid may spend its search tokens as if they had them.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, essentially token sharing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Surge is pretty good. Like, not super great with white saves, but with the attack can definitely help a lot.
Yeah. Alright, linked learning. Loadout 1B. Each time a friendly droid trooper unit spends an aim token, another friendly droid trooper unit without an aim token at 6 inches may gain 1 aim token.
That's pretty good, actually. So, that's really strong.
Yeah, I kind of want Loadout 1B.
Yeah, that's really strong. I think both these are pretty good. I think both of them are really strong, because one of them's like, I just gain search tokens, and you can do any action you want and still spend them, whereas the other one's like, you have to take an aim action specifically to get it, but you can, when you spend it, the other units gain them, which is pretty good.
Sorry, I'm just trying to. I'm just looking back through just to double check, make sure I know exactly where it is because of how it's ordered.
Yeah, no worries. It's all good. All good.
All right, Sentry mode. Loadout 2A. When a friendly B1 battle droid unit performs a standby action, it may either gain 1 aim token or perform a dash action.
Not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. What would another word be, like solid or something like that?
I'd say it's solid. I mean, standby. Yeah, if you set up a standby trap, you can dodge standby, then grab an aim token, or dash if you need to. So like aim, standby, dash into position. Yeah, it's got some play.
All right. Now, mobility programming. Loadout 2B. Friendly B1 battle droid units lose AI attack and gain AI attack or move. That one is pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, that's really good, having the option to move and dodge or move and dash if you need to get to an objective.
Yeah.
It gives you more play. I think both these give you more play. I think they're kind of equal, to be honest. I don't really think there's one that's better than the other.
Mm. All right, now the last two per this this group.
Yeah, the 3A
Advanced
and 3B.
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, loadout 3A. Friendly B2 Super Battle Droid units gain independent aim 1. That I love a lot.
That pairs really well with linked learning, because then they can move up, shoot, give an aim token to another B1, and just cycle the aim tokens every round. It does make your B2s more of a target, but they are the most chunkiest things in your list, so I think it's actually a good thing. Because
plus
it'll take like 3 to 4 shots to kill just like one of them, depending on the enemy units. 2 if it's an ARC Trooper, I guess. But that's a lot of shots, and those shots are shots not directed at your more fragile units. So I think it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Now, last but not least, Enhanced Durasteel Framework. Loadout 3B. Friendly B2 Super Battle Droid units gain Indomitable. When this unit rallies, it rolls red defense die. So,
it's decent. I think I'd take the aim one more, but that's not bad. Depends, I guess, what squad you're going against, but yeah, I'd just take the aim one, honestly. Yeah. Aim him up and give him more aim tokens. Alright, next up, going into this Separatist Special Forces squad, the one that we're most familiar with.
Yep.
So, first off, we have the BX Series Droid Commando Droid as the commander. Basically, the Commando Droid Captain, for all intents and purposes. I don't know why they just didn't give him the Captain subtitle, but it's whatever. So he's got an action for Pulse Scan, similar to the Imperial Special Forces unit, Captain. Choose up to 2 enemy units at 10 inches. Each chosen unit loses all dodge tokens and gains 1 observation token. Great counter against Rebels and Clone Troopers to remove those dodges. And then he also has Scout 1, so he gets to do a speed on move when he deploys. His melee weapon is a Vibro Sword with Critical 1, Impact 1, Pierce 1, 2 reds, 2 blacks. He's got the Commando E5 blaster rifle, so 2 reds, 2 blacks, and a white with 12 inches, Critical 2, 2 speed, 6 health, 2 courage with red saves. A pretty solid dude overall. I think the ISF captain's still better. I think most commanders are better than him, except for the Imperial officer, and I think the tactical droid might be just a little bit better in the support area, but he's still pretty good. He's he's a pretty offensive piece, I'll say.
Yeah, pretty offensive. He said some pretty messed up stuff to me.
He did. He came up with a clone slur. That's why he was promoted to commander. All right, next up we have the BX Series Droid Commandos with deflector shields. There's 2 of these guys in your list.
They're giving him a high five. That is the best slur I've ever heard.
Right,
Congratulations, you're promoted.
Yep. BX Series Droid Commando, 2 of them that are in the core slot. These both have deflector shields, so they have Armor 1 and Scout 1. Close quarters combat, so 2 blacks and a white. And the Commando E5 blast rifle, so 2 reds, 2 whites, 1 black. 2 reds, 2 blacks, 1 white. Critical 1, Speed 2, 5 health, 2 courage, red saves. Basically B2 Super Battle Droids with no AI and Scout 1, so better. Not sure why their melee is similar to that of a tactical droid. I would have assumed a red and 2 blacks at least. But overall, like, they have range and they have survivability, which is all they really need, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then you have the BX. You have 2 BX Series Droid Commandos in the Special Forces slot that are Vibro Sword BX Series Droid Commandos. They have Charge, Scout 1, and their melee is different. They have 2 reds, 2 blacks with Impact 1, Pierce 1. Their gun is exactly the same. They have 5 health, 2 courage, red saves, 2 speed. So basically the same as the Deflector Shield guides, but you trade Armor 1 for Charge, and you have a better melee attack. Which is cool.
Yeah.
Get him in and mess up some people's days. Or just shoot him with your gun at range.
Yeah. Keep Deflector Shields up, give them cover, and then throw the others at them.
Yeah, exactly. I think overall, the fact this army's red save is really great because cover gives you surge conversion, so they're already like really good just from that. And they have like really good guns as well. double red, double black, and a white's pretty good dice pool.
Yeah.
And next up we have the two IG-100 Magna Guards. So both these guys have immune melee pierce, which only works against Vibro Sword and like enemy commando droid Vibro Sword units or the Wookiee. Charge is nice though because they do have a melee attack. Their melee attack is double rainbow suppressive 2, so that hurts you quite a bit. They do have a range attack of a precision laser dart, 8 inches, red 2 blacks with critical 1. Probably not worth it to shoot someone with this unless they're at like 1 health, and you really need to finish them off. But they do have pretty impressive health and courage. They have 7 health with 3 courage, red saves, and 2 speed. So 2 of these guys in your list with 2 Vibrosword dudes is pretty good. Trade off a lot of good stuff. Now, of course, there's a loadout card that trades one of these guys out for a Whip Magna Guard or a Sniper Commando Droid, which we'll see in a little bit. So in reality, you only have one of these dudes, and then a slightly better version of one of these dudes, or a Sniper Droid instead.
You either get someone that is somewhat superior to these fellows, or you get a sniper.
Yeah, something completely different, which is cool. So basically, you're only running one of these guys, but there's 2 of them because, hey. Alright, you want to go through the loadout cards?
Of course I do.
Yes.
Alright. Network calculations. Loadout 1A. At the start of each activation phase, a friendly BX Series droid commando droid gains 3 surge tokens. Friendly droid trooper units at 6 inches of the BX Series droid commando droid or command droid. Oh my gosh. This is why they did it. This is why they didn't name it as captain.
Yeah, they're really just making you suffer just reading out the card. That's exactly why they made it. Let's make people suffer reading this card. Let's see how many times they can say droid commando droid. They really should have just called him a captain. That's ridiculous.
They just want to do it to make a tongue twister.
Yeah, exactly. Still, really great ability. I'd say it's actually better for this squad because you have red saves, so those surge tokens are better. And they also augment your firepower a lot more because you have better dice pulls. So this is a really good card for this squad.
Yeah. Yeah, being able to spend surge tokens if you had them, that's...
Yeah, really good.
Alright, anyway. Pack Hunters, loadout 1B. If I'm being honest, I think I kind of chose this one because I really like the name.
Yeah, Pack Hunter is a pretty cool name, and you did choose this one, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, alright, loadout 1B. When a unit in this squad spends an aim, dodge, or surge token, if there is another friendly unit with the same rank at 6 inches, that unit may gain a matching token. Oh no, that's right, that was the other reason why I chose it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The problem is same rank. Not all the units are the same rank, so your droid commando captain doesn't have anyone to share it with. Your Magna Guard probably won't, unless you take the Electro Whip Magna Guard. But if you take like the Sniper Droid, then your Sniper Droid, your Magna Guard, and your Commando Droid captain cannot use these abilities. So only half your squad can use this, and once one of those units dies, that reduces it because the other guy now can't share tokens. So I think it's cool. But I think network calculations is probably a little bit better, I think, after our game, where we discovered all the nuances with it.
Yeah.
But it took that game to figure that out, so.
Yeah. All trial and error.
Yep, exactly.
Alright, now we have, what essentially you use replacing that one Magna Guard with.
Yeah.
Alright, either you get the Sniper Droid, loadout 2A, replace one of the IG-100 Magna Guard units in this squad with the BX Series Droid Commando Sniper Droid unit, or Electro Whip Magna Guard, loadout 2B, replace one of the IG-100 Magna Guard units in the squad with an IG-100 Magna Guard Electro Whip unit.
Alright, let's go look at those units then real quick. So yeah, we have the IG-100 Magna Guard with the Electro Whip. Same abilities, charge, immune, melee, pierce. He's still got the precision laser dart, same health, same courage, same red saves, 2 speed. The difference is his melee weapon. His melee weapon is 3 reds, 3 whites, Pierce 1, Suppressive 3, which is better than a base Magna Guard. You're giving out 1 more suppression token, you have Pierce 1, you have potentially a better dice pool. Yeah, overall, much better, I think. Really just makes a unit panic when he hits you in melee, and that unit can't disengage without spinning both their actions. And then you have the BX
I love
series.
making people panic.
I know, right? Yeah, it's pretty good. And then you have the BX series droid commando sniper droid. Only ability is Scout 1. Has close quarters combat for 2 blacks and a white in melee. And he has the sniper rifle, so 18 inches, range 3, 3 reds and a black with Pierce 1, and same health, courage, and saves as a normal commando droid. So second to worst sniper, really just lack of critical, not the best dice pool, well, not as many dice as the other snipers. But he's still got range, basically. And he also has no sharpshooter as well. That's the other big one, too. But he's still good. He still hits pretty good. Like, 3 to 4 hits on average. Pierce 1, that's like 3 damage to a white defense dice unit. Well, 3 to 4, actually, so... He's still hitting like a truck. He's still one shot on B1s, and that's good.
Well, else he wouldn't really be a sniper now, would he?
Yeah, exactly. So I still think he's good. He's not as good as other snipers, except for the Scout Trooper guy, because Scout Trooper's only 16 inches. And a lot of his abilities aren't really suited for a sniper. Well, they kind of are, I guess, in a weird way, but yeah.
Alright, anyway, the last two of this list, and ultimately I think the last two of all of these factions.
Yep, the last two. Here we go.
Alright, mobility calibration. Loadout 3A. Units in this squad gain independent dodge 1. Or offensive calibration. Loadout 3B. Units in this squad gain independent aim 1. Now, one reason why I love both of these is because it's not specific to one specific unit type. It's just everyone gets it.
This is definitely better than the B2 Super Battle Droid 1, because it's everyone in the squad gains this, which is huge. I think dodge tokens are slightly better, because those kept you alive for quite a while. There was some shots where you just wouldn't even do damage to your deflector droids. The aim is kind of cool, though, but I think you want the dodge this, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, both these cards are great. I don't think there's anything bad to say about it. I think all of these loadout cards are good for both these squads, which is maybe bad because it means that they're bad squads. I'm just joking. They're definitely good squads. They're definitely good squads with good loadout cards.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes them better than the ARC Trooper squad, but I'm not sure about that, because the ARC Trooper squad, their only disadvantage is lack of activations, and it's like, well, does that really make them bad, or... It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Alright, anyways, moving on to the command cards for the dastardly droids. We'll go with the generic ones first, then do this faction-specific ones. I guess I'll handle the generics, and I'll let you read out the faction-specific ones. Alright, so combat protocols, 2 pips, no units. Each friendly unit with AI gains 1 aim token, each friendly unit without AI gains 1 surge token. So obviously this has a different effect based on the squad you're choosing. If you choose Special Forces, everyone gains a surge token. If you're using the infantry squad, your tactical droid gains 1 surge token, and everyone else gains an aim token. Which, if you have that one loadout card where when you spin aim tokens, other units gain aim tokens, that is really busted, I think. For a round, you're just going to have 2+ aim tokens every shot. And surge tokens are always really good at threat saves, so I think this is just a good card in general. Then you got 2 pips, Occupation Protocols, 1 commander unit. While our friendly unit is at 3 inches in an objective token, its attack pool gains critical 1. Iffy. I think it's cool because it gives the commander an order token, so you can fuel that directive ability that the T-Series Tactical Droid Commander has. Yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest. I don't really... Sometimes you might be at 3 inches in objective, so... Kind of depends, to be honest. I think it's shaky, at best.
I love how you go in there prepared to like talk about it a bunch, and then after you mention one thing, he's like, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's cool because one commander gets an order, so Tactical Droid Commander, but that's about it, to be honest. And he gives you critical 1 as well, so it's kind of redundant ability there. Alright, then you have Orbital Command Ship. So each unit issued an order with this card gains 1 surge token. It's 3 pips, and it issues 5 droid troopers. So essentially, if you're playing droid commandos, you're going to have full order control, because you're going to issue the sniper, the commander, the deflector shield guys, or the the Vibrosaur dudes, and then the Magna Guard. So the only two you have left is the 2 Vibrosaur dudes or the 2 Deflector dudes. So you have full order control, and most of those units have a Surge token. So yeah, pretty good. I don't think that card is super simple, but it's super good. For the regular Droid Infantry squad, it's really good too.
Yeah.
I definitely think if you're taking like the independent gain 1 aim on the Super V2 battle droids, you're mainly giving 1 order to your tactical droid, 1 to your heavy, 3 to your regular B1s, 1 to then the tactical droid issues 1 to regular B1. So you have the 2 B2s with 1 B1 left in your order pool.
Yeah.
And of course, standing orders, cool art. Always good to see Nemoidians with B1s. That is the art of the box of the that came with all the objectives, the hostile negotiations or something. That had all like the really cool objectives and stuff, like payload,
The one that
bombing run.
Yeah,
payload, bombing run, and what was the other one? I'm completely spacing on its name right now. I don't know. Payload and bombing run, and hostage exchange. Hostage exchange, payload, and bombing run. That was.
Didn't have to do with the hostage.
No, it did. It was hostage exchange, payload, and bombing run. The Tatooine one came with just moisture evaporators.
You just get that. That's about it.
Yep. So pretty cool notice there. Anyways, you can read out the main faction specific command cards. Which ones will you start with?
Woohoo! I think I'm gonna go with Invasion Force.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so onward to victory, Invasion Force. That is 2. I'm sorry, I really gotta commit these to memory, like the symbols to the
no
units.
Problem. 2 pips, or 2 dots.
Well,
you can
no. Well, I know that's 2 pips.
Oh, the special. Oh yeah, 2 special forces units or 2 heavy support units. So B2, so 2 B2s or the 1 EC5 guy you have in your list.
That's why they give me the option for 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's weird. There's only 1 special forces in that list, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, there's only 1, the EC5. So either him or the 2 B2s, or I guess him and 1 B2. Maybe. I don't know what the ruling is on that.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it's either or. Like either you get 2 of these guys or 2 of these guys.
Yeah, so 1 or 2. So
yeah. Alright, anyway. Each time a friendly unit with a face-up order token defeats an enemy unit or causes an enemy unit to panic, that friendly unit may perform a speed 1 move. So, yeah, with Invasion Force...
It's literally the Stormtrooper's ability. Unrelenting advance.
No, this is onward to victory.
Yeah, it's the same exact ability, but as a command card. Oh, man, beautiful. That is... Oh, that's rough. Oh man, that is rough. Because you have to give it to the EC5S because you don't want to take away the B2 Super Battle Droid aim tokens, and you gain and only that 1 unit or the B2s, if they panic a unit, get the speed 1 move. Oh my god, that's. If it gave this ability to your whole list, I could see this being pretty good because every shot essentially panics as 2 suppression tokens. But you can only use this against, oh god, I don't know. Ugh. At least it's a lot more consistent to use because of how much suppression the Invasion Force is putting out compared to Stormtroopers.
So they done did us dirty.
Yeah, so... Well, no, you guys aren't done dirty, because you guys can trigger this pretty consistently, so you'd be like, oh, this EC5S needs to make a dash to get to the objective. This card will trigger that. Because he gives out 3 suppression tokens. He shoots a Courage 2 unit, he gets the dash action. So he's good. So you guys consistently trigger this ability. The reason why it's bad on Stormtroopers is because it's kind of like, it doesn't trigger all the time. This ability will, because you'll be able to set up for it, because of how much suppression your list can put out. So overall, though, yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, it's a rough card.
Yeah. All right, Endless Legions, which is kind of ironic to the game name. Anyway,
4 pip, yeah.
4 pip. 2 droid troopers. At the start of the next end phase, choose up to 2 friendly defeated core or heavy support units. Yeah, heavy support. Alright, remove all tokens from them, then place them in your deployment zone, not in base contact with an enemy unit. They are no longer defeated.
Really
so that's
good.
Yeah.
It's so obviously respawning B1's not an issue, but if they defeat your B2s, they take the time to do that, and you just revive them with this card. That is super strong. Getting those two back.
I just feel my B1s with the PK medical droid, and then my B2s.
Well, the PK can't even heal in this mode. It's purely an objective tool. So you're mainly.
Oh, it is really.
Yeah, it's.
Wait, crap! I didn't even. Wait, what? Why didn't I see that?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot! It is. All right.
Yeah. So this card is pretty good though, because you get to revive battle droids or B2 units. So really good. The only thing you can't revive is the EC5S or the tactical droid, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Very strong card though, and I will say this is actually the Endless Ranks card art from Star Wars Destiny, which had a very similar effect, where you'd spend like 5 resources to revive one of your characters.
Yeah.
So really cool to see this card art come back and be basically exactly the same.
Same with some other card art coming up. But
yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think it's a really great card. If you revive your B2s, that is game crushing. If you revive your B1s, it is really strong. So really good card.
It is.
It completely makes up for Onward to Victory's lack of finesse.
It is 2 AATs out of 4 ATSTs, so that's my ranking.
Very cool. Alright, yep, go and read out the last 2 command cards for the Commando Droids Strike Force.
So, Analyze and Annihilate. This one was a favorite of mine. 2 Pip, Droid Commandos. Also reusing card art from Destiny.
Yep, 2 Droid Troopers as well, yeah.
Yep, 2 Droid Troopers. Choose up to 3 enemy units. Each chosen unit gains 1 observation token. When a unit in the squad performs an attack against an enemy unit with an observation token, before rolling attack dice, the attacking unit gains 1 aim token.
Really strong.
Yeah, so essentially, you just get to choose a bunch of folk, and then, so if you really need to just gun down somebody, and you really need to do a lot of damage, this is your card.
Yeah, it makes your shots a lot more consistent for that round, and will help you burn through enemy targets. It's really good. Like, it worked really well against me when he played it against me. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
That's all we can say.
Yeah. The best card that gives out observation tokens, that's for sure.
Yeah. Alright, and last but not least, Surprise Attack Droid Commandos. 1 BX Series Commando Droid. This is 1 Pip. BX Series Commando Droids in the squad gain Bound this round. When the unit performs a move action, it ignores other miniatures and terrain that is height 2 or lower.
So pretty good. You get to climb over obstacles and stuff. Not a bad card. Kind of situational, the fact that it's 1 Pip, because usually in that situation you're going to try to get into an objective. Usually when you want Bound is for like turn 1 and 2 setup of like climbing up to obstacles and stuff. But this is good. Like, there was that one game where you made that one play where you hid your guy behind a thing the entire time, and at the very end he scaled over the mountain and ran to the objective, which these Commander Droids can't in this mode, but they can with this card. So you could play this card to make that play again. It's not a bad card. 1 Pip, gives all your dudes Bound, gives an order to the guy you need to activate. It's good. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's mid, good, yeah. Good.
Yeah, it's fairly even.
Yeah, I'd say it's good because it's the exact 1 Pip card you want, where it gives you the order you want, gives you priority, hopefully, and it gives you some flavor text that you may or may not use. So yeah, it's good.
And I believe that concludes our squads.
It does. That is all of the squads in Star Wars Legion Special Operations. Obviously, in the first podcast, we talked about all the Imperial and Rebel squads and the core rules. So I'd recommend going to check out that to get a heads up of how the core rules work, if you haven't already, and also seeing what the Rebel and Imperial squads are. Yeah, next week because we're running out of time here, we're going to push the objectives to next week, and then we're also going to make a tier list of all of the squads, kind of ranking our best and worst ones. I guess, Isaiah, what do you think is the best squad?
Most certainly, Separatist. You cannot change my mind.
Yeah, I think it's either the Rebel Infantry Squad or the ARC Troopers. Because both those squads are just nasty. Like, ARC Troopers are just so good, but the Rebel Infantry Squad is just... Oh, God, it seems like such a headache. Unlimited danger sense value.
Let's mix things up. I'll add Grievous to my list. You'll have, what, 15 health?
I just add Grievous. Make my list overpowered. Yeah. I don't know, though. Overall, though, it's a pretty fun mode. We got 1 game in so far. We're looking to get more games in, especially with these other squads.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, right? Maybe this weekend. I'm actually free this Saturday if we want to do some gaming and do some IA and some Legion all day.
This Saturday, I think I'm pretty busy.
Okay, yeah, no worries then.
Apologies.
Yeah, no problem. But, yeah, no, it's good. This game mode is definitely more casual than Standard Legion in terms of how short it is to set up and play. I still think it's very competitive in its game mechanics and stuff. It's just the shortness and the less amount of units means that there's like making a mistake I don't think leads to that big of an issue. It kind of does because you have less activations, but at the same time so does the opponent, and yeah, it's pretty good. So
Sunday I think I might be free. Besides church in the morning.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Yeah, but
sorry,
that's our rankings of these dudes. I mean, that's us viewing them. Rankings will be next time we do this podcast, whenever we do that.
Straight up potato.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, what do you think of all the squads, though, Isaiah? What do you think of the game mode?
It is indeed very interesting, very new, and very fun. I always like, I guess, like modifications to the original game, especially whenever it's being done by the people who make the game.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess now make the game.
Yeah,
but, yeah.
As long as it's like a good studio that knows what they're doing and has a clear, defined goal. Even if it's a goal that not everyone wants, as long as it's clear and defined, it works. Because it's similar to the X-Wing situation, where it's like the goals they outlined were like, no, we don't want more casual. We want it to be more competitive. But they had a clear outlined goal. They got it done, and the end result was something that we actually enjoyed and actually made the games go faster, end in a more funner way, where it just wasn't a table sweep where you wiped out all the opponent's ships. You actually, there was a couple left and you won by objective. And the game was faster, basically. Which is good. It made X-Wing feel a lot better to play and lose in. Originally, it was a very competitive game in that it felt bad to lose. But with the objectives, it actually feels okay to lose because it's like, he won because objectives, whatever. We'll win him. We'll beat him next time. So yeah, and this is basically that as well, where it's like, we don't really need this. We don't really want this, but they want it. They have a clear, defined goal, and it kind of works out pretty well.
Yeah, be careful what you say. I want this, okay?
Yeah, definitely you, for sure. I definitely think a smaller mode is something you've been wanting for a while. Skirmish is fun, but it has its flaws.
Yeah. Yep. This one is just, it's fun having it be like the units is even more individual, because I mean obviously in standard skirmish the units is like somewhat individual. You kind of got to position all your miniatures, each individual soldier kind of matters.
In terms of cover, yeah. In terms of cover, yeah.
Yeah, but in this game mode though, it matters way more.
Oh yeah, each individual unit is an activation now. Each model is one activation, so. But that model has a lot more health.
Yeah. It feels much more like just individualized, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, yeah, so we will see you in the next podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let us know in the comments if there's any topics you'd like us to cover after the podcast for next week. Might have a special surprise for that podcast as well, in addition to looking over these rules, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time.
Will we be going to Germany?
Maybe. Podcast episode 500, we'll see. Alright, well, I've been Mike.
Alright, I've been Glacier Dawn.
And we will see you next time. May the Force be with you, good luck, and get rock and rollin'.
Ciao.